Greetings to you all, and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa with me, atypical Omega. Now I'm going to say something, and I'm going to say it right now, okay? I think I know who committed the murders? Or murder, singular? I don't know if it's one or two. I think I know someone who was involved. Who committed... well, who killed someone. And... I don't want to say who it is, because I want to play out the game for those who don't know the answer. But I feel rather confident about this, and I've actually felt confident about this for a while, but I didn't say anything at the time, because I didn't want to raise suspicions. You know, at the time, because someone said something that was very suspicious, and I picked up on it, and if I'd mentioned it, then that would have ruined the game for the next 5 episodes, or however long this takes. So I didn't say anything deliberately. But I do believe I know who it is, and I can't say who I think it is. So you're just going to have to trust me when I say, knew it. But I'm going to say that at the end, whether I'm right or wrong, so take that. No, I'll only say it if I was actually right. I'll explain what I knew, if the game doesn't point it out, but you probably will. Anyway, that was me waffling quite a bit. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Oh god damn, I gotta reload now. Right. Two-handed action. The moment of truth already? Seems a bit early.
Nowhere. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
Well, this is a bit harsh.
I cannot agree. So pathetic. Do your worst.
I don't know what a problem is.
I cannot agree. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
This argument is just about whether or not the dolly was in the right room, correct?
I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
It's covered in blood, you moron! Do you even have eyes?
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room.
On accident? It doesn't even matter.
And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
This was completely irrelevant to the case.
The subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then...
Whoever said it wasn't a killer robot?
What kind of robot is it?
Well, it's Hero. It's Hero in cardboard.
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Because he's a moron.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
You're a smart man. I understand what you're saying. I'll give people a moment to think about it. But I get what he's saying.
Taka was killed in the equipment room.
That's correct.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp,
Correct.
then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Correct.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Okay, will do.
Yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Understood.
Then you could push the dolly no problem.
It's kind of a poorly designed dolly then.
And carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
That's right.
Sorry, I don't think I realized anything.
That's perfectly understandable for you, my good friend. So, this one I did realize before they started talking. The problem with this,
Taka was killed in
you
the
can't
prison,
bend whilst wearing the costume.
and from
It doesn't
there,
have a hinge in the
body
middle.
was moved to the
It's
repository,
the whole
correct?
upper
Yeah, the culprit wrapped
torso
the body,
section is one solid piece. You can't bend.
loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah. But even without a
Because it's
handle,
made just from arms,
all you
legs.
have to do is bend over.
It's arms, legs, helmet, and then the... I don't know what you call it. The chest area and the
You're absolutely
abdomen
right.
is all one
You could
piece.
push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I love this image, by the way. There's something wrong with Hina's face in this picture. I like Celeste laughing in the background, that's pretty good. But Hina's face does not seem to be the right proportions. Something is off with that picture.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yes.
It's not looking too good for you, Hina.
It'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
But to be fair, Sakura could probably just kick the dolly down the corridor.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
Celeste is on board with this.
You can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Never mind, I'll take that back.
It'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
Wait, that's wrong! I like the third option. We literally have Hero outside of the suit.
I don't think taking off the suit
To my
is an option.
right, left, I don't know where he is.
Remember,
You're trapped in it for all eternity.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
That makes a lot of
Showing
sense,
up in a
actually.
suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm smart.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
Correct.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
This is not the time for your pictures.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
Okay. He's not pushing a dolly, is he?
Whoever was in that suit is not the culprit. How do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said? So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
So I'm inclined to believe that Robo Justice killed Yamada. But Robo Justice did not move Taka. Or probably did not kill Taka. I'm still going down the
Individual
copycat
inside
theory.
The suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
Monokuma has not made clear what we do in the case of double murder. Are we asked individually about the two cases?
Yeah, that's good.
Or is he tacitly confirming that it was the same person? who committed both murders by not mentioning anything.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it.
I think there's a time limit.
Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
Agreed.
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
No chance. I've tried that already.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
She does that a lot.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi.
Why must we call Yamada
We
Hifumi?
were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library.
I call him Yamada because it's easier to say. That's not apparent.
He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
Sakura really likes to review the entire case, doesn't she? She just keeps doing it.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
and then...
The series of events, or the sequence of events, I guess, is very confusing in this because there's so much stuff going on and we discover it disjointed. It's very hard to build the timeline in my own head. We're here, there, and everywhere.
We decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor, to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi.
I feel like we should ask Monokuma what happens in the case that 2 bodies are found at the same time with regards to the announcements.
Then the 3
But I guess
of
we're
us
not going
headed
to.
for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising. We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again. But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, We were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies, and after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
That's what I was thinking.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
You're gonna come to my conclusion of copycat
And
killer,
from
aren't you?
there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them.
Very
Now then,
good.
let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Almost certainly I'm using broken wristwatch.
So, regarding Taka's death,
I'm gonna preload it.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
That's
Taka
true.
came last
I guess that's wrong, is it?
Say that.
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer.
They don't have to use the hammers in order.
Death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Are you a moron? People are strategically trying to deceive one another to commit murder. You don't have to use the weapons in goddamn order. What's wrong with you people?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Wait, I think I shot the wrong thing.
Shoot.
Sorry, my bad.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
I mean, I want to make that point and I want to make it to you, but I shot the wrong word.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Wait,
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
wait, I can't shoot this with broken wristwatch. This isn't gonna work.
Obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Okay,
It's
I get
true
it.
that Hifumi was killed with Justice
I get it. The point that I just made
Death.
is the point I'm supposed to be arguing.
Obvious Taka came after.
And I don't remember the button.
So, regarding
So help me,
Taka's
game.
death,
Hold down. Okay, I understand.
I wonder
So here's what
if
we're
he
doing.
died before
We are
Hifumi,
absorbing
or perhaps it was after?
We already know
What
order?
order?
they were killed in. Taka came last
and we're firing it
Makes you
at
say that.
the numbering.
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
I thought that was going to get blocked. You're an idiot! You don't have to kill people in order.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to
Look at
think
my
the hammers were
ultimate
used in
average
order,
detective abilities.
But in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
No. I just want you to think about it. I don't have proof. I'm just saying don't assume the opposite. Alright, now you want to see his watch. I've been dangling his watch around for a while. Oh god, no, not this. Oh my god, that's a massive word. I got it, it's wristwatch. Oof. Okay. We got off lightly with this one. This is usually the hardest part of the game by far.
Now I understand.
I understood ages ago.
I got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night, so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
Okay, and well now my copycat idea is starting to take a bit of a pounding, because if we know that Robo Justice did not transport Taka's body, then it's safe to assume that Robo Justice did not kill Taka. In which case, why is someone dressing up like Robo Justice and attacking Hifumi and Celeste?
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
Not true. I made the wrong assumption about the order of events because that's the way in which they were discovered by Naegi. We saw Yamada, then we saw Taka. And so in my brain I put them in that order, which is my mistake.
Exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window.
Damn it, I'm back in the frame.
Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
Okay, now we're highly suspicious of everyone who was in the dining hall. Kyoko, you have simultaneously put yourself and me in the frame. How do you feel?
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
You're looking bad, Hina. I'm sorry. I'm suspecting you right now. Who do I suspect the most here? I suspect Hina,
When we heard
Sakura,
Hifumi scream,
Celeste,
we were all
I'd say.
together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
I don't really suspect Kyoko. I think there's a deeper mystery with Kyoko that will play into be the center point of a murder. I also think Kyoko is going to get killed because she's the one the player is most attached to, and it's setting up that Naegi's falling in love with her, so it's despair if she dies. Yeah. So I think Kyoko's fine. I actually think Byakuya is fine. Hero's obviously fine. And Genocide Jill is fine because the murder was not committed with scissors. Although it could be Toko. I shouldn't rule Toko out. Alright, that's my little pondering to myself over.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
I should be more suspicious of Toko, because if Toko killed someone, then saw the blood, faints, wakes up as Jill, then the fact that the murder wasn't performed to Jill's standards doesn't matter. Yes, okay.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
Mate, we ain't got tapes in here.
True. Where's the tape?
I don't know.
Hero, if you want to get out of this alive, I recommend you keep your mouth shut and let me do the talking.
Making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
Agreed.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared.
I still think Hifumi and Taka were killed by
When
different
his
people.
body vanished from the nurse's office. Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct?
Well, not everyone. We don't even know where
And
Kyoko
then
was.
There's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
That's true.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles.
I like the way the second your name comes up, you say, whoa, whoa, let's not focus on who did the murders.
So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
I suppose we start talking about where the hell were you?
In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said, his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it.
I find it hard to believe a girl can go to the bathroom and only take 1 minute.
But to
No offense.
carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
We need to stop highlighting Yamada's weight. We should show a little bit of decorum. The guy's dead, alright?
Oh man, yeah. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
That doesn't make any sense. And I would demand an explanation. But I would demand it in the next video. Hopefully you'll join me for that, and I shall see you then.